TV, you know, and there's me who I'll get a little itchy ear and do this, and that's just about it. So why do we have the normal one, and why do we have people who find it very chronic?
So itchy ears can be caused by a lot of factors.
Okay.
You can have fungal infections in the ear, yes, and that's very severe. You have severe itching in the ear. That's when it's caused by the fungal infection. You can have allergies. You know, when you come into contact with something your body doesn't like, you would itch. One of the reactions the body presents with is itching. And then you can have extreme weather conditions. So when the weather becomes too dry, like in the Harmattan season, people complain of itching. When it gets to the rainy season, they also complain of. Yes, when you have dry ears, you can itch. When it becomes wet, you can itch. So when you bath and water stays in your ear for a long time, you can itch. When you swim, water stays in your ear, you can itch. And then those who remove the wax from the ear expose their ears to itching. So the wax has a role to play. Yes.
Let's not go ahead. Let's not go ahead. Let's take it one after the other. First of all, is water supposed to enter your ear?
Yes, when you bath, definitely water will enter your ear.
And you see, I'm already reacting to it because when the ears in a way is I don't know, is structured in such a way that as soon as water is entering my ear, I like to, you know, it's almost like it repels it. So I feel like water is not supposed to go there, and that's why it repels it. But it's okay for water to go into your ear.
Yes.
It's okay.
It's okay.
But it's supposed to come out, isn't it?
It's supposed to come out.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you feel water in your ear, most people use the towel.
Okay.
Yeah. Just clean. That's okay. But don't use. But we just come to the clinic, we'll remove it for you.
Okay. Also, the thing that you said causes the itchy ear. So you said it's a fungal infection. Where does this come from? What actions do I take that could cause me to have a fungal infection?
Okay, so when you use cotton bud, most of the cotton bud people use, it's not sterile. They just pick it and then put it in their ear. So if there's an infection, you can just introduce it into your ear. When you share earpiece, the earpiece, I'm listening to your music, feel like it's nice. I say, listen, I give it to you.
The one that goes into the ear, not the headphones.
No, not the headphones.
Okay.
The one that goes into the ear. You put it inside. If I have an infection, I can transfer to you. When you use the feathers, anything we put in the ear can introduce the
fungal infection.
Yes. And when water stays in your ear for long, it can also, of course, the fungus likes moist areas. So yeah, they can also go there. And then people with diabetes, parents, grandparents with diabetes, they are also predisposed to fungal infection in the ear.
Could you explain that further if you can? Why is diabetes? What has diabetes got to do with the ears? Yeah,
so diabetes has to do with sugar, you know, sugar. And then I don't know if you've ever heard parents or they say if you eat, especially for the ladies, if you eat sugar, you get this white. Yes. The same fungus that causes white, the same one that causes the exactly. So it likes sugar. So yes, when there's
just sugar or anything sweet.
No sugar. Let's say yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Not anything.
Processed sugar.
Yes.
Like the white sugar. What about brown sugar?
Okay, I don't want to go into that one because probably you may have to get a dietitian to come and
explain that.
Yes.
Okay.
But then just a predisposing factor. Somebody with diabetes is more exposed to itchy. Yes, that's automycosis done. Yeah.
So basically, we are not supposed to put anything in the ear.
Yes.
Just say no, not even a towel.
Nothing.
Or the towel is
or you know the tip. Just clean. You're not supposed to push it inside. Even for those who use the cotton bud, you are just supposed to use it at the outside. Just clean don't push it because you don't know what is inside. Just let's say you enter this studio and then there's no light. And you are just walking. You can hit your leg against anything. That's exactly what happens. You don't see
what's there.
Yes, so you can damage your eardrum in the process.
When we get to the demonstration part, perhaps you explain the ear. You show us the ear and the various functions and what goes in there. But let's still stay on the infections we were talking about that causes the itchiness. So there is the fungal infection that can cause itchiness, and then there is the season.
Yes, seasonal.
Seasonal. So there's the rainy season or dry season can cause. Are you able to explain to me why rainy season can cause that?
So
if I'm not in the rain and I'm inside, how would that?
It's the weather. It's the change in the weather. Just like, let's say, the Harmattan, it brings dryness. So your ear becomes very dry, especially if you remove all the wax from your ear. You know, the wax protects the ear. So if you remove all the wax, it becomes very dry, and then it itches. The body reacts to that. So it's the body's response to changes in the weather. So for some people, they don't have any problem, but some would have problem with the changes in the. Somebody will get water in the ear, doesn't have any problem. Another person gets water in the ear, and it starts itching. Problem. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. What's the role of the wax in our ears?
Okay, so
is it natural? Does it grow naturally in our ears, or it's external?
Yeah, it grows naturally.
Okay.
So it's the body's way of protecting the ear.
Okay.
It's more like an antibiotic in the ear. So it traps the dirt, the microbes, the fungus, anything that enters, it traps it, brings it out. Okay, that's how it grows. But then when you remove it, when you attempt to remove it, you stop that natural phenomenon, if I should put it. Yes, so eyes enter, insects enter, yes.
Insects enter, yes. Flies, what do you say flies?
Yes, cockroaches enter people's ear, cockroach, flies.
What?
Yeah.
How?
You know.
But you feel it when they are entering.
Yeah, yes, you feel it.
So you bring them out, or?
You see, when you attempt to remove it immediately, they would also want to defend, so they will want to go inside. And if you are not careful, they can damage your eardrum in the process.
I'm sorry, I'm reacting. I can't stand the thought of an insect in the ear. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And allergies, you say?
Yeah. Allergies too. Yeah. You know, allergies, of course, the body's response to allergy. When you come into contact with any allergenic substance, the body releases histamines. And then the histamine that released causes itching and some other body reactions, actually. Yeah. So it's the itching that we feel in the ear or the throat, that would tell you that it's an allergy.
What about stress? Does it cause itchiness?
Stress, to a large extent, has caused a lot of problems. In fact, the whole body, you know, they say about 95% of all conditions are caused by stress. So yes, stress can also cause, especially physical stress. Yeah.
Okay. So now help us. Okay. How do we deal with these things? This is a normal phenomenon. Yeah. We have wax in there. Let's say I can't afford an ENT specialist. Let's say I can. Are there home remedies that we can employ?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with that.
All right. So if you feel you have wax in your ear, the first thing you can do.
Number one, how do you feel that there's wax in your ear?
You have ear blockage.
Right.
Yes. Some people complain of pains, especially if it's been there for a long time. You have pains. So if you are very observant, you would notice a change in how you hear. Yeah. So that's one of the first signs you would see if you have wax in your ears or you have any problem in your ear. You have difficulty hearing.
Okay.
So the blockage would tell you that I have wax in my ear.
So the further that my mother, and I know MFI is guilty of this too, used to stir the ear. What does it do?
It doesn't really do anything. It's just the excitement. You know?
So you say they're exciting themselves?
Yes.
But they finish and they are very comfortable. They're like, I feel I'm a
Yeah, because they are feeling the itching. So you put something, you are tempted to put anything, you know, and the ear it's in such a way that anything you put in the ear, you feel happy. You feel like, so carpenters will use nail. You see a driver putting a key in the ear.
I don't want to think about these things you're saying.
A teacher would probably use pen after writing the notes to just put
the pen top.
Yes, on pen top. Yes. So it's
excitement it gives.
Yes.
So it doesn't really do anything. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
It doesn't even. But sometimes you can scrape. I'm sorry, viewers. Sometimes you can scrape. You end up scraping wax, even with, let's say, a pen top.
Yes. But you are not supposed to use pen top.
So we are looking for home remedies. So
no, for home remedies, we are not even supposed to use. We are not supposed to push
anything.
Yes. The only thing you can put in your ear is the olive oil.
Olive
oil, okay. Or any anointing oil. Let me put it down.
So how do you, so they're putting in the ear.
Yeah.
Now I want to understand, and I'm not trying to encourage our viewers to practice bad, ear hygiene. But the olive oil, for instance, or, even the feather.
Yeah.
They dip it in rub.
Yes.
Rub. What's it called, a menthol?
Yeah, people use rub. People use aboniki. They use anything that
is rub bad for the ears?
Yes, it's bad.
Menthol. Won't it melt certain things in your ears?
No. It can irritate the ear.
Okay.
The only thing that is safe to put in the ear by yourself is the oil. The oil, we are careful.
The virgin one or the
we are careful because somebody may go for engine oil, or machine oil. We are careful, so we always say anointing oil so that we know that.
Olive.
Yes.
So why can't I dip my feather in an olive oil and perhaps stir my ears with it so that the oil will go inside?
The danger is that you may end up pushing the wax to the back of the ear. So if it touches the eardrum, it can cause more harm. Yes. It's the eardrum where
we're trying to avoid.
Yes, exactly. So if you try putting anything in the ear, even when you go to the hospital and want to remove the wax, we don't use the cotton bud or anything. We use a solution to push, or we suction the wax out.
Which you will demonstrate for us. But so what does the olive oil do? Does it melt the wax?
Yeah, it softens the wax and brings it out easily. So if for those who have ever gone to the ENT clinic, when you go and there's a build-up of wax, it's very impacted, they tell you to go and put oil and come back probably in a week's time with the hope that it softens the wax and then it can easily wash for you.
Okay, so that's number one home remedy.
Yeah.
So how do you put the olive oil in your ears? Do you use a cotton or do you dip the cotton?
Yes, you dip the cotton in the oil and then just squeeze it inside so that the oil can stay. So when you put it inside, you turn your head this way for a while. Okay.
You see, I want to ask a question because am I the only one or it's normal? I tend to react and I don't know, my body repels anything that's going into the ear. So even like you're demonstrating it, putting oil in my ears, I can't turn my head this way for the oil to go inside.
Okay.
What do I do?
Yeah, so for as in doing it yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so you can get someone else in the house or you come to the hospital. We do it for you. There's an eardrop. There are eardrops you can use.
Eardrop sounds safer.
Yeah.
And then just leave it there.
You can, yes. When you come and then we think that the eardrop would help, we write it for you. You go and use it for a while, and then you come back for the
eardrops looks like a medical solution.
Yes.
Let's stick to the home remedies first.
Yeah.
So we have the olive oil.
Olive oil.
And then
that's all.
That's the only thing you can use.
Yes.
In the house.
Yes.
Senior.
Yes, that's the only thing.
And so you're telling us that we should come to the hospital.
Yeah,
we shouldn't
come to the hospital.
Yeah. Okay. So let's now talk about your ways of treating itchy ears.
Okay. So based on what you tell us and how long you've had the itching, that's what we would use to either diagnose and then treat you. So we would examine the ear. If you have a fungal infection, we would see. Okay, it comes in. I'm not sure if you've ever seen spoiled bread or kinky when it's spoiling, the mold that forms.
The mold around it.
Exactly.
The whitish,
brownish thing.
Yeah,
the yeast. That's the fungus that grows in the ear. So we have people coming with the yeast inside like that, the fungus inside like that. So it causes the severe itching. So when we examine and we tell you that this is what is in your ear. Some people don't believe, so we use the digital otoscope for them to see.
To see what's in there.
Exactly. So for those people, we would want to put them on some ear drops, or we pack the ear with antifungal medications for a while. And then we wash we remove or we suction the molds out from the ear.
Okay, that's for the fungal infection.
Yeah, for the fungal infection.
What about the normal ones like the allergies and maybe introducing something into your ears?
So for the allergies, we want to find out what you are allergic to. Yes, most people don't know. Yeah, but then we tell you to start looking around. If there are some people, it's the cold weather or the cold drinks they take. They know very well that the cold drink is giving them itchy ears, but they will still drink it. Now, for those people, For allergies, unless you stay away from what you're allergic to, we can give you medications to suppress the actions of the histamine in your system. But after taking the medicine, if you go back to what you're allergic to, it will come back. So with that allergy, it depends on us, the clients. Yes, you would have to stay away from what you are allergic to or the allergenic substances. Yes, and so for that, we will just put you on antihistamines. Yes,
to stop the itching.
Itching, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, and then if we check and realize that probably it's dry ears that is causing, we also want to put you on the eardrop, the olive oil eardrop, or something to just. We have the olive oil eardrop that is meant for the ear. Yes, in the bottle, the smaller bottles, so you can easily drop it.
It's different from the regular olive oil, or the same one?
It's the same one, but then this time it's in a small bottle, so that you can easily drop it.
Drop it in your ears. Okay, we're talking to Louis Agu. He is an ENT specialist and is helping us understand itchy ears and how to treat them. If you have questions, do send them to our WhatsApp number 055 1511 055 0331511. Perhaps if we have some time, my producers will allow us to open the phone line so that you can call in and ask him a few questions of yours, whatever you're going through. He'll probably be able to answer them for you. Louise, misconceptions about ear treatment. Some misconceptions, if you can help us. A friend of mine told me, she's a nurse, she told me that you can actually wash the ear. There are places you can go to where they put a machine in your ears and it will wash it thoroughly. Is it true?
Yes.
Right.
So that's what we do at the clinic.
Okay.
Yes. When you come and then there's wax or there's a fungal mold or there's a foreign body, we want to wash or remove them for you. So we check if it is the washing that will help, we'll do. If it's suctioning that will help, we do it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to see if this is a question for you. Okay. Okay, I'm surprised somebody's sending LGBTQ questions at this point in time. So, what other misconceptions are there that people believe?
There's this thing people say that when you have itching or you have any condition, it's this cuckoo that is causing. Please, conditions in the ear are not caused by cuckoo. They look at them, they say cuckoo. Yeah, but what I know cuckoo to be is piles or hemorrhoids. And they don't cause itching in the ear. So please, those who use
cocoa has nothing to do with the ears,
yes,
basically.
Exactly. So those who use herbal medications, they would buy and then just drop it inside, and it causes more harm to their ears than helping. Yeah. So please, ear conditions are not caused by cocoa.
Okay, so that's one.
Yes.
Do you have any more?
Yes, and some people say that. For the cotton bud especially, their parents have used cotton buds for them. Nothing has happened, so they would also use
the cotton bud.
It's wrong. Okay, yes. Somebody says, why do they still sell the cotton bud? It's somebody's business. Cotton buds are used for other things, but not for removing wax from your ear. So please stop. If you have them in your house, please throw them away. Those who put the cotton buds in their Bibles and please throw them away. And then those who use it for their kids, especially the newborn babies,
Bibles,
please stop using them.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't even ask about kids. Yeah. But you know what? We have a caller. Let's take a call and then we'll continue. Hi, Deborah.
Hello.
How are you? Doa. Okay. Please go ahead with the question.
I want to ask you, doctor, if you feel heaviness in your ear, one part of my ear feels very heavy, and then it's blocked. What does it mean? And I have headache.
Okay, if I get your question right, one part of your ear is blocked.
Yes, it feels blocked.
It feels blocked. Okay.
Yes, I don't know if something entered it, but it feels heavy and blocked, and it has been ringing.
Okay, it has been ringing. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Deborah, for calling.
Thank you, sir.
Doc, over to you.
Okay, so heaviness in the ear, just like I mentioned, can be wax impaction, can be fungal molds in the ear. It can be probably if you've had nasal condition for a long time, it can block a tube in your nose that connects the nose to the ear, the eustachian tube. Yes, when that tube is blocked, you can feel heaviness in your ear. And the ringing, of course, could mean that there's a problem in either the middle ear or the inner ear. So she would have to visit the hospital. Okay. They would examine and then give her the right treatment. You shouldn't go and use cotton bud.
I think sometimes people have this misconception that going to a specialist is expensive. Is it, for the sake of people out there, is it or is it moderately?
It's not expensive. Our services are covered by national health insurance. So,
right.
So any hospital, almost every hospital in Ghana, or clinic or a health center, or some CHIPS compounds has ENT, yes, ENT service, yes. So they can.
Okay. So you're just working with their national health insurance card,
yes, and then they are taken care of.
Just a checkup. They can come for regular checkups.
Yes, they can.
That's fine.
Yes.
Okay. So Deborah, you know what to do. Just if you have an NHIS card, do walk into any hospital and then get your ears checked. Hi, Ben. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Where are you calling from, please?
From La Paz.
La Paz.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Can I ask this, your program? I have a problem here. The doctor, is it a true doctor or personal or self-doctor?
I think if I got your question right, is it a true doctor we are using?
No, the doctor, the man that you are doing program, is he a true doctor, a medical qualified doctor, or like any doctor? This time we have different types of doctors in our system.
Are you talking about the one in the studio right now?
Yes, sir.
He's an ENT specialist. Yes.
This small boy.
Sorry?
This small boy.
Okay. He's a small boy, eh? Okay. All right. Very interesting caller. Sometimes we get her.
Yeah, well.
Okay, Albert. The perks of the job. Albert, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, boss.
Where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, I'm calling from Abena Fedro.
Albert, please go ahead with your question.
Actually, that question was so interesting, though.
Very interesting.
Anyway, I wanted to affirm to one fact about the cotton buds. The more we push it into the ear, we think that we are trying to remove something. Mm-hmm. Okay, but one thing is that it rather pushes the wax further to the ear. I mean, it's one thing I have witnessed. One thing I also realized growing up is that the more sweetness we get from the ear, you realize at the point the cotton bud will break, especially the wooden one. It will rather get broken and then it will get stuck. Mm-hmm. But I want to ask the specialist, Mr. Louis, that what are the uses of the cotton buds? Because I see some people using to move something from the nose. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they put it into the nose and then they go around. So if you can mention some uses of the cotton buds, I think I'll be grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good question. Very, very good one. Louise, I mean, during COVID-19, we saw them using cotton buds to do swabs in our throat and our nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what it's used for. Okay. We use the pick swabs. Probably you are supposed to go for labs. If you have an infection in the ear, you want to take swabs for CSM or want to go and do a lab test, we will just use the swab, the sterile one, to pick the discharge or anything that's in the ear to the lab for examination, for testing. And then sometimes after washing the ear or after syringing the ear for you, we use it to pick this, the solution or the fluid that is left in the ear. But we don't use it to remove wax. That's what we should know. You don't use cotton bud to remove wax from the ear. So the purpose of the earbuds that they sell on the market is not really for our use. It's not for personal. It's for, if it's for medical use, why do they make it available on the market for everybody? That's what I said. It's somebody's business. Yes, and they are selling it. So it's left for us to avoid buying it. If you see it, you know that it's not exactly for the ear. Use. You can use it for other things, but not the ear. Yes. Okay. All right. Solomon, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for holding on. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Amapon.
From Odoko?
No, I'm calling from Lakeside, sorry.
Lakeside, okay.
Yeah.
Your question, please.
I want to ask something. I have this year taking sometime,
You have this ear what? All right. Solomon, please call us back, okay? David, good morning. David? David, is that you? Okay. David, do call us back as well. Luis, we'll hand over to you now to examine this fine man over there's ears for us. This guy there, I'm sure his ear is correct because the way he teaches me how to dance, he hears all the melodies and rhythms from music. So I doubt, but please teach us how to examine the ear. Okay. Perhaps, you know, are we supposed to examine it on our own at home, or we have to come to a specialist to do that for us?
You're supposed to come to the hospital. Specialist. Yes, so we check for you.
Okay.
Based on what you tell us, like I said earlier.
Okay.
So if you come with pains in the ear, or discharge, or itching, or difficulty hearing, we'll ask you some questions. If you've used cotton bud, if there's a foreign body in the ear, especially for kids. And let me just say this before I come to my boss here. For kids who are in school and they come back from school, we tell their parents to check the ear, because sometimes they play and they put that erasers or the lead in the pencil, put it in their ears. Exactly. But they are scared to tell the parents because, of course, their parents will beat them. Yes. So we tell the parents, please examine their ears when they come back from school. Yes, some teachers bring them to the clinic for us to check, especially when they see that the kids are crying and then they've checked everywhere, they don't see anything. We want to check the ear to see if there's anything here. If you see your kid doing this, or always playing with the ear, especially for the babies, those who can't speak yet, yes, you should bring them to the ENT clinic. Could be that there's a problem in the ear for them. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Doc, hold on for me for a second. Let me talk to Emanuela. Emanuela, good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you calling from?
Please, I'm calling from Marseille.
Marseille. Beautiful. Please go ahead.
Please, ask about that. My ears feel heavy too.
Okay.
Like I feel like there is what's inside my ears. But when I'm on the bed with my left ear down or in the couch with my left ear down, I can't hear someone talking with my right ear. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doctor will perhaps explain it to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So it could mean that you have wax in your ears. It could mean that you have hearing loss. Yes, it could mean that you have tubal occlusion. There's something we call tubal occlusion. But then you would have to visit the hospital so that they'll check your ears, and then they'll know what is there. If it is wax, they would syringe it out for you. If it is foreign body, they'll remove it. If it is fungus, they would.
The hair loss, is that not the end of it? If you have ear loss, that can
no,
be treated?
we have different levels. We have 3 main types, actually, and it can be treated.
Okay, you'll tell me about it shortly.
Okay.
Kwame, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you, Kwame. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Race Course.
Race Course. Okay.
Yes, Sabura.
Please, go ahead.
Yeah, I am really enjoying the doctor they call small boy. It's actually educating us this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you always have itching ears, and you drop a little ear drop onto the cotton bar, right? And then you use it to clean the ear, the inside is cleaning, to rub it, Is it advisable? Since I am hearing that we should not use the cotton, but here you drop the ear drop on it, and then you apply it to, work on that.
Yeah.
Like somebody is putting his hand into your ear, then you are, is it please advisable? Thank you.
Okay. Very interesting question, yes.
Okay, so the spirit you are talking about, methylated spirit, it's about this 75%. It's not meant for the ear. It's too strong for the ear. We have spirit eardrop meant for the ear. Boric eardrop or boric, spirit in boric, one of them, yes. It's an eardrop specially made for the ear. They've reduced the percentage of the spirit so that it doesn't cause any damage. But then we would want you to go to the hospital for it to be checked first. You see, if you have, there are some things that can prevent you from using some eardrops. If you have a perforated eardrum, there are some eardrops you can't use.
Can't use them.
Yes, if you have a sore in the ear, there are some eardrops you can't use. So we want you to get checked. When the specialist tells you that, oh, you are safe to use, they will write it for you, they will prescribe for you, you buy and then you use. So don't use the spirit in the cotton and then put it
into your ear. Okay. Okay. Basically, what I've learned from you this morning is that when it comes to the ear especially, the only time we can try to remedy an itching ear or a problem is to use the olive oil to melt the wax. Just put it on a cotton and dip it in the ear. Yeah. Okay. The rest, you just have to go to a specialist to take care of it for you. Okay. Now show us. Okay.
So my friend here probably complains of itchy ears or pain in the ear. And if I ask him what is wrong with the what probably caused the pains in the ear, he may say he used cotton bud, and then, or he was feeling there's a blockage in the ear, and then he used cotton bud, and then the pains started. Okay. So with that one, we would want to examine to see what exactly is causing the ear. So I use my otoscope. This is the basic one. We have different types and then sizes, but this, so I put it on. And then I check the ear.
Is it not ticklish?
Do you feel any pain here? Okay. So I check, and of course his ears are okay. And when we check the ear, one of the things we are looking out for is the eardrum. We want to see the eardrum. So anything that prevents us from seeing the eardrum means that there's a problem in the ear. Now the eardrum, it's supposed to reflect the light that is coming from this.
Okay, it's supposed to reflect it?
Yes, so I'll see the reflection. Or it's supposed to bounce it back, if I should put it. If it doesn't do that, we know that there's a problem in the middle ear.
Okay.
Yes, so we want to ask further questions, whether he's had nasal conditions or throat conditions previously, before the ear condition started. Yeah, and then, so when I pressed, I pressed his, see if you have any tenderness, if there's any pain. If there's pain, it will tell us that there's a problem in the external ear. Okay. If I do this and he feels pains here, it can also in the
inner ear.
Yes, the middle ear. Sorry.
Middle. Exactly. How far is the eardrum from the external ear?
It's about 2.5 centimeters approximately.
2.5 centimeters. Can you? That would be. It's an inch, isn't it?
Yes, very short. Yeah.
So 2.5 centimeters would be what?
Yeah, probably this
short.
Very, very short.
That's almost an inch and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how far the drum is from the...
Yes.
So if you put something in, and the cotton buds are pretty long. So it means that they can reach your eardrum if you don't take care.
Yes. You can easily damage your eardrum when you are using those cotton buds.
I have a few questions here for you, Doc. How much does it cost to wash the ear? And where can I go for this treatment?
Well, it depends on the
institution
you're visiting. But it's not expensive.
So there is the private ones, and then there's
the
government ones.
The government
ones and the hospitals.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the clinics.
On the average, I mean, you work in that sector. Maybe just a fair idea of the private entities or government ones. How much?
I don't want to mention any amount here, so that
people will say that, oh, the doctor said it was this, and when I went, it was.
But it's not expensive. For those who use the private insurances, they don't really pay anything when they go to the hospitals. Yeah, but then the NHIS, of course, it covers some. So yeah. You may.
So they should just go. It's not so expensive.
Yes, just go.
It's not expensive.
Yes.
Okay. This yours is not expensive. This one says, "Hello, good morning. Can babies also suffer from these conditions?" Yes, doctor said they can.
They can. We actually had a baby with a maggot in the ear. Yes.
Doctor, today you are buying me breakfast because the things you are telling me.
Yeah. So it's the mothers. See, we are bathing for the kids. We tell them, some say they can use their fingers to block their ears. But we tell them that put the cotton in the oil and use it to block the ear. Okay, for the babies, block the ear. Put the cotton in the oil. Even you can use the baby oil. Just drop and put it at the tip so that the water doesn't enter the ear. You get it?
Is it every time you're bathing the kid?
Yes, every time. Every time, so that the water doesn't stay there. You know, for a kid, the baby can't tell you if there's something in the ear or not. You see, so you'd rather want to prevent anything from happening. And if you give birth, you have a new baby, you can always walk into the ENT clinic for examination.
Can a blocked ear cause headache?
Yeah, it can.
It can cause headache.
It can cause headache.
So sometimes your headache might be from the ear.
Yeah.
What about your smell? Can it affect your smell and your taste? Since they are connected?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so a question here says, can the block of an ear also affect the sense of smell?
No, please.
Okay. I once used the cotton buds to clean my ear, and I ended up seeing blood on the earbud. Yes. How serious is this?
Yes, it's serious. So for that one, we don't know if the cotton bud touched the eardrum or it was just the canal. So for somebody like this, you just have to walk straight to the hospital.
The hospital?
Yes. And then
would it be a sore in the ear that maybe the cotton bud also?
Yes.
Okay. And
there's something in the ear we call ear polyps or oral polyps. If it's in the ear and you touch it with anything, it can also bleed. So you would have to get checked to know.
Please, I'm here from Dansoman, and I wanted to ask why some people use spirit or sanitizer on cotton buds to stir their ears when caused by itches. Is it safe?
It just relieves the symptom.
Sanitizer?
Yes. That's just like the man asked.
Oh, the other one.
Yes. Some use spirit. Some use the rub. Yeah, yes, they put it inside because they will just feel okay, but then it's not good. You know, you would have to identify what is causing the itching. We will treat it for you, you'll be fine.
I told you this gentleman, he hears music very well. That's why his eardrums are clear.
Yeah.
Are clear. And perhaps lastly, you were telling us the levels of hear loss.
Yes. So we have 3 main types of hearing loss. We have conductive hearing loss. We have sensorineural hearing loss, and we have mixed. So you can have somebody with both the conductive and the sensorineural. Now the conductive is just normally concerning the external ear and then the middle ear, but then the sensorineural is talking about the inner ear, the nerves, and then we can have somebody suffering from both the two, So we will check. We have to do some examinations. We examine the ear. If it's not from the external ear, we want to do another test to check if it's in the middle ear. If it's not there, then we want to go into the inner ear. So there are tests we do at the clinics to determine what is causing the hearing loss or deafness.
Wow. And lastly, when the ear is damaged, when the eardrum is damaged, can it be reversed, can it?
It depends on where the damage is. If it is at the middle side, it's possible it may heal, but when it's at the edge, yes, it's difficult. So there are surgeries that can be done to correct. That is if you have money.
Money too.
Yeah, so if you don't have money, please don't go and damage your ear. Okay, don't go and put anything in the ear. Yes. Right.
Well, I don't know if I should go without this question. The last question here on the tablet says, hydrogen peroxide to wash the ear. Is it safe?
Okay, so some clinics use it to soften the wax, to break the wax into pieces.
Okay.
Yes, so that's easy to wash. Yeah, so but then it's diluted before they use it. You don't use the raw one. Yeah, so we don't tell clients to go and put hydrogen peroxide. We do it in the clinics and then we put it in your ear for you. You wait for a while, then we wash for you.
Basically, allow a specialist to treat your ear for you. It's very, very sensitive, so just allow a specialist to take care of it for you. Louise Agu, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Always appreciate you. Nice. Louise Agu is an ENT specialist and has helped us debunk all these rumors, all these misconceptions, and help us to have a better ear hygiene. Ear hygiene, rather, I should say. Accra Day is out next, and then we'll bring you to back the next day.
When you see me on the streets like this, with hustles around me, you know that? It is time for Accra Day here on MX24 Television, and I am Chichi MFA. Today, I am selling coconut. Kobe. Anna, Kobe. Yes. Today I'm selling it. I'm learning how to sell coconut, and I'll be interacting with my hustler here. Bossu, what's your name?
Musa. Musa Zuna.
Musa?
Yes.
Where are you from?
Northern region.
Northern region. Interesting.
I stay at Takali.
You stay